Predator Hunting Grounds. It hasn't had the best reception, let's be honest. I'm sure that there are fans of this series who are enjoying this game, but I'm also sure that this isn't as good a game as the Friday the 13th online game is. Who knows, though, you might have a different opinion, and that's completely fine, but that is not what this is going to be about today. I am going to talk about the game, but not whether or not it's better than another game. That's up to you and your opinion. If you're new here and you like what you hear, then consider hitting the thumbs up and subscribing. It's completely up to you, though. I'm not going to, run a shill or anything, but if you don't want to subscribe, that is awesome. Thank you very much for chilling out with me, hanging out, and if you're returning, definitely thank you for hanging out with me. Let's get into this. Arnold Schwarzenegger is a huge star, okay, spanning over 3 different careers over multiple decades. The man is a bona fide legend, and yes, I'm sure that he has some black spots in his personal life, his successful careers. They're really what made his name a name that should realistically be unpronounceable for people that haven't heard it before, or you'd probably say it wrong, okay? And I'm not trying to be racist or anything like that, but let's be honest, if you saw his last name, you probably wouldn't know how to say it, but it's commonplace basically in every household. One such movie that brought him this great success and became a franchise was the film Predator, and yes, now it has 3 sequels, but initially it was a standalone hit that packed a punch in the jungle, and since Arnie was basically the face of the first movie, it seems only fitting that he comes back to the franchise, except this time he's coming back in a different way, which is interesting. Game developer Ilphonic brought us Predator Hunting Grounds as a way for players to experience what it's like to try and survive, I guess you could say, against the Predator or a Predator, which is 100% doable in Arnold Schwarzenegger. People have done it in multiple movies. Okay, that's all I'm saying. It's happened in multiple movies, so it is doable, and it's doable in this game, and as a way for players to become the Predator as well, which is something that I'm sure is more fun than it looks like. It's incredible fun. I haven't played the game, but I have seen some things. It doesn't look. It looks okay. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. This idea, but what they've done and how they've implemented it, this idea should have been a hit. And while I'm sure that people aren't going to run away from the Call of Duty games in droves, this is probably still going to have a lot of fans coming back time and time again just to play someone as the Predator, someone as an enemy, whatever. Only now, it's interesting to note that Arnie himself will be a part of this game, and I'm not sure exactly if there will be any voice acting or if anything else will be utilized, but his likeness as Dutch will definitely be used in this game. Although basing this on the image that I've seen, it looks as though they're basically placing Arnie from, let's say, the 2013 movie or one of those movies into this game, as opposed to his young and vigorous 80s counterpart, which to me is a rather strange move for them to do that, and this is meant to be paid, by the way, paid DLC, so I just think that's an odd way to go. I would have imagined that they would put him in as his younger self and have players take on that role or want to take on that character, but I guess here is where we are and this is what we're getting. Another thing to note, though, is that this is the very first paid DLC, and if we do take a look, we can see from the image that there are at least 3 others that are being prepared for gamers, with an arrow leading to the possibility of obviously more, and I know that is a very small thing, but I do wonder which other characters are going to be usable and when each update will be released for the game. It is a smart option to put in some fan service, I won't deny that. That is smart, Ilphonic, you're doing the right thing there, but I think putting it behind a paywall seems a little foolish to me in this way. I feel like it probably would have been smarter if they made this design of Arnie free, a free download, just to entice people to come in and be able to play as Arnie, and then the 80s counterpart make that look so much better, and then that could have worked well as paid DLC. I think that's how it would have been, should have been, and could have been. As it stands, though, this is what we're going to have, and so I guess if you do like Predator Hunting Grounds and you're needing your fix fighting the Predator as the hulky heroes that played through the decades, then maybe paying for Arnie right now is all that you can do, and that's what you want, and this is the way that you want it to be. That's not a problem at all. Anyways, I'm not going to drag this one out. I think this is very perplexing the way that they've done this, but what do you think? Is the DLC update worth it? Would you pay for this sprite of Arnie? Would you play as Arnie in his hunt for the Predator, but an older version of... Anyways, do you think that the game is a good playthrough? Have you played it? Or should fans of this series, or at least the first movie, skip this game altogether? Let me know in the comment section down below, and as always, consider subscribing if you haven't, and hit the thumbs up if you want to. If you don't, that is awesome as well. That's fine. Thank you for joining me all the same, and if you're a regular viewer, or if you are a new one, thank you for hanging out with me, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. That's it. Have a good day. Bye.